Shalom, this is Rabbi Allen, and I am continuing once again our series of Yeshua in the Torah. This week we are in Vayigash. It is came near, and it's actually about Joseph coming near to his long-lost brothers. And so our last portion focused on Yeshua being shown through the character of Joseph. The one before, we saw the character of Joseph also showing parts of Yeshua. And as I've said in the past, our main characters in the Bible, God molded their lives and caused certain things in their lives to happen so that they would portray pictures of the Messiah, Yeshua, so that people would know him when they hear about him or recognize or see him. And so this week is our last portion that really focuses on Joseph. And so we saw Joseph going from slavery to a prince of Egypt, as we saw Yeshua being the servant for the people, and then eventually he will return as the King of Kings to the Jewish people. And then we saw him in last week's portion that he was rejected by his brothers, as Yeshua was rejected by many of his brothers, the Jewish people. By the way, the video about the slavery to the Prince of Egypt, that was called Rags to Riches, and last week's about the rejection of Joseph's brothers and the rejection of Yeshua and the Jewish people, that video was called Rejected. Okay, and so we've established that Joseph is the picture of the Messiah, Yeshua, to come. And so now, in this last portion, we are going to see the picture of Messiah, Yeshua's return in the story of Joseph. And so, Yeshua was named Yeshua by God himself because Yeshua means salvation, and the angel speaks to Miriam and Joseph, Yeshua's parents, and says, you will name him Yeshua because he will save his people from their sins. And so Yeshua means salvation. Well, in the same way, Joseph was destined to save his Jewish people. And if you read the portion, you'll see how the Jewish people literally were saved from starvation and annihilation. And so we read we start with Genesis 45:7. It says, and God sent me, Joseph says to his brothers, and God sent me ahead of you to save your lives by a great deliverance. And then in our Torah portion this week, we read about a very powerful and very touching moment where Joseph reveals himself to his brothers. His brothers don't recognize him. He's now an adult. He was a young boy. Now they don't know who he is. And so he reveals himself to his brothers. And we read in Genesis chapter 45 again, Joseph wept aloud. And he said, I am Joseph, your brother, whom you sold into slavery. And then Joseph fell on his brother Ben's neck, Benjamin, and he wept. And then Benjamin wept on his neck. It was, like I said, a very powerful and touching moment when he finally reveals himself to his brothers. Now we read in the prophet Zechariah, hundreds and hundreds of years before Yeshua is born, where Zechariah says, "And I will pour out the spirit of grace on the house of David. And then they, the Jewish people, will look on me," God says, "whom they have pierced, and they will mourn for him as one mourns for his only son." So Zechariah is prophesying that one day when Messiah returns, they will recognize the one whom they have pierced will be the long-lost Messiah. And he says that they will mourn and weep for him as one mourns for his only son. And we know that Yeshua was the only begotten Son of God. And so when Messiah Yeshua returns, he will be revealed to his Jewish people. If he returns in our lifetime, he will be revealed to all of my brothers and sisters that have not accepted Messiah as their Messiah of the Jewish people. We're looking forward to that day. So if you like the video, this sort of on the cuff, on the fly video that I made this week, you can like it. There's a button down below. You can like it. There's a thumbs up. You can share it with friends and family. Please share it with them. Let them hear about Yeshua in the Torah. You can cut and paste the address above, or if you got to us through Facebook, you can do that and share it on Facebook, and then it'll go on your post to all of your friends and family that follow you on Facebook. You can also subscribe to this channel. My channel is Rabbi on the Fly. And down below, there's a subscription or subscribe button. You can hit that subscribe button and you'll come to my channel, and it will give you access to all of those videos, including the two that I just talked about a few minutes ago, the video Rags to Riches and the video Rejected. So until next week, this is Rabbi Allen, and I am bidding you peace. Shalom, shalom.